Welcome to this free immigration help channel. Today is May 23rd, 2023, and we are getting into the volume 98 of me answering your immigration related questions. As you can see, I have all your comments pulled up in front of me. As always, I'm gonna begin before I begin this video. I am not an immigration attorney. This is not a legal advice. All the information provided in these videos on this channel are directly from official government sources like USCIS and of course the Department of State with their visa bulletin. So let's start with the very first comment from Mohammed S. Bebana. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name. Hi, thank you for the effort. I am petitioning my child and I have 3 dependents on my tax return. Does the minimum party guideline apply to me? Yes, Mohammed. So it definitely does apply. It applies to everyone. So in your case, in your situation, let's see, it's you plus you have 3 dependents. So it's total, currently the total size is 4 in your household. Petitioning for a child, if you're petitioning for one, for one more person, for one child, it means that you have to show you have to be on the poverty guidelines in the household minimum income for a household of 5, because already you have 4 people in the household plus you're petitioning for 1. So if I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to demonstrate some navigation on USCIS website, which is the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services official website. We're gonna type in the search box right here, poverty. There you go, poverty guidelines 2023. We'll just go there, and there you go, the very first link that comes up. Let's see. If you're in Alaska or Hawaii, they have separate numbers, but I will do for 48 states for pretty much everybody else. And we are looking at this very last column right here, 125% of HHS poverty guidelines. 100% of HHS is for those who are actively in U.S. Armed Forces. So this is if you're in the Armed Forces. If not, then you're looking at the very last column right here. So again, I'm gonna make sure that I read everything right. Let's see, I have 3 dependents, so it's currently 4. So 3 dependents plus you, 4 people in the household. If you're petitioning for 1 person, then the total household, that enough minimum income for a whole household, is supposed to be for 5. So we're gonna look at 5, 43,925. So that would be your basically minimum income that you have to show in order to successfully be a sponsor for your child. And if it's not enough, if you do need to show more income, don't worry about it. You can always add a joint sponsor, and that of course happens once your case is transferred to the NVC. So Mohammed, let me know if you have any other questions and I will be happy to address them. Let me put this, and we're gonna move on to the next question from Evelyn Opena. Hi sir, why is it that USCIS stopped giving an interview letter? Latest IL, I'm assuming Illinois probably, is last January 25, 2023 from Philippines. And then I am F2A, priority date March 2nd, 2018, and documentary qualification date is May 21, 2021. Thank you. Evelyn, you're very welcome. Thank you for your question. So let's take a look at the visa bulletin. This is where we probably going to be able to find rough estimates for your situation. Let's see if it will give us anything that is that will make it a little clearer why you're not getting your interview letter. So it's F2A category. It's spouses and children of permanent residents. Obviously dealing with the visa bulletin because there is a cap on the immigrant visas that are issued each year for this particular category. So we know that it was already documentarily qualified. So we'll just look at the graph A, which is the final action date, meaning that for these priority dates right here that are shown, the immigrant visa is just now becoming available as of May, June 2023. So Philippines, we know they have a separate chargeability area for Philippines. So let's take a look once again. Let's see, we have priority date in March 2018. So March 2018, and it is F2A. So F2A, Philippines, March 2018, and right now it is showing September 2020, which is the same priority date as all chargeability area, which is good. There is no really, it's only for Mexico that there is extra 2 years for Mexico chargeability area. For Philippines, it's the same as all chargeability area, which is good, definitely good. So September 20, and your priority date is March 2018. And this right now, the September. Wow, that is weird. That is definitely weird. So your priority date is March 2018. And they are processing September 2020. So you definitely should have had already, according to the visa bulletin, you definitely should have had something. Okay, Evelyn, I'm going to ask you a question. So you were already documentarily qualified in May 2021. Yeah, that is strange. That is really strange, because I would say by now you already should have had a movement on your case in your interview, definitely, because your immigrant visa, judging by the visa bulletin, should already be available. Definitely should be already available. So I would definitely recommend reaching out to the NVC. I'm going to show you how to do that. Submit the public inquiry form and ask them what's going on with your case. So if you open this page right here, this is the June 2023 visa bulletin page. The link is in the description below for this page. Once you have this open, you will see at the very top navigation menu right here, you will see contact us. So click on that. I'm going to open it in new tab, and you will scroll down a little bit and you will see US visas contact. So we're going to click on this one, and then we'll scroll down a little bit more and you will see this table right here at the very top row. You will see there's a public inquiry form right here. So we're gonna click on the public inquiry form, and then you will see, you'll scroll down just a little bit more and you will see online immigrant visa inquiries only public inquiry form. So click on this and it will open up the online public inquiry form. Scroll down, you will see place to enter NVC case number. That's your NVC case number. You definitely have that. Principal, applicant's full name, that would be beneficiary's full name. Date of birth for beneficiary. Petitioner's full name. Who are you, beneficiary or petitioner? Email address. And then enter your inquiry below. And in the inquiry, you want to identify yourself. You want to identify your case. Obviously, you're identifying the petitioner too. You know, if you're beneficiary, if you're the petitioner, then identify the beneficiary in this inquiry. Let them know that you were already documentarily qualified and when. And also let them know that, judging by their own source of information, June 2023 visa bulletin, your immigrant visa should already be available, because you are definitely current on according to the visa bulletin. At least that's what according to what it is showing us right now. And then submit this inquiry, and usually they are pretty quick to respond. Most of the times they respond within 2 weeks. Sometimes it can take up to a month, and see what they say. A lot of times they send a boilerplate response which doesn't answer any questions, but this response, it gives you the opportunity to explore other avenues of getting help and answers on your situation, and why it is taking longer than normal, because it's definitely taking longer than it should, than what they are showing on the visa bulletin. And then, of course, you know, once you get the response from them, if it's not satisfactory, then you can seek help from elected officials, so far, so forth. So once you do that, please let me know. If once you get the response from them, that would be really good to know what they say and how they explain why it takes longer on your case. Alrighty, so let's move on to the next one from Orville Gordon. Hello, one of the applicants on my family's F1 turned 17 last year, and the embassy just told us to get his police record done. Interesting. Does that mean it's interview time? Priority date 2014, documentarily qualified 2021, Jamaica. Alright, Orville. Well, that's definitely good news, because yes, you do need to have a police basically like a letter, record, statement, whatever, basically just showing that you don't have any kind of, the person, the beneficiary that goes to the embassy, that they don't have any kind of warrants against them, court hearings, or anything like this. Let's take a look at the visa bulletin. I know the category F1 priority date is 2014. That sounds pretty current to me, but let's take a look. F1, so let's see, right now it is showing December 2014. That's when people with the priority December 2014. As of right now, June 2023, they are getting their immigrant visas finally becoming available. All right, so F1, and you have your 2014. Oh, okay, so you didn't tell me the month of the priority date, but really whatever month it is, we are on December 2014, which is the last month of 2014. So you definitely should be hearing, the interview should be scheduled really anytime soon. If you're before December, then it's overdue, and you can do the same exact thing as I was just explaining to Evelyn. Submit a public inquiry form and say, hey, you know, my priority date is back in, for example, August 2014. And people with priority dates in December 2014 already getting the immigrant visas. Why has not my interview been scheduled yet? If that's the case, then do it. Just be polite, be professional, and that goes really for everyone who is submitting these, whether it's a case inquiry or just an email to NVC, USCIS, whatever. When you're dealing with government agencies, I know a lot of times you get frustrated because it's your case, and a lot of times it's unfair. Things that happen, you know, the delays that happen is unfair. But maintain that professional, polite attitude all the time, because I have actually personally seen some cases where people, they got into emotions and then they kind of made it worse for themselves, because it was really pointless to go head to head with government agencies like this. Be smart about it. But Orville, again, it really should be anytime soon. Like I said, if it's overdue more than 3 months, with, let's say, if you're, let's say, in August, your priority date, and it's already December 2014, it's showing on the visa bulletin, then definitely submit that public inquiry form. But since they sent you that police request for the police statement, I'm thinking it should be anytime now, the interview. All right, moving further to Oblivion D. Hi, just wondering who can apply for expedited processing. My sister from Canada. She's a Canadian citizen, is currently here in the US as a tourist. Thank you very much. Oblivion D, yeah, of course, you're very welcome. Thank you for watching. So I am assuming you're asking, you know, because you're mentioning your sister. Well, you know what? She's currently here as a tourist. So I'm thinking maybe you're either referring to expedited processing for the 539, I-539, the application to extend or change the status, or I-130 petition, maybe, for your sister. So let me know in a follow-up comment, if you can, what exactly you're trying to, you know, request expedited processing for. But if it is, you know, whatever it is, you're starting with USCIS regardless. This is your starting point. So for I-130, because there are two different steps involved, there is a step with USCIS, there is a step with NVC. Both of these agencies, they require kind of a different approach for the expedited processing. USCIS, as soon as you submit the case, you can request expedited processing, and the reason for that can be really anything that justifies the expedited processing. You know, health conditions, some kind of financial hardship, maybe some kind of situation in Canada that is, you know, that is pressing. As for I-539, it's same thing. You would just basically be reaching out to USCIS and requesting expedited processing based on, again, some kind of situation. So if you can, let me know in the follow-up comment, and judging by which specific petition or application you're trying to request the expedited processing for, I might be able to give you more information. Just make sure, please, and that goes for everyone who's responding to my comment or request for more information, please don't respond to my comments within your comment, because YouTube does not send me these notifications. Please submit it as a separate comment and I will see it on this wall right here. All right, moving further to Lambo says, thanks for the information, Lambo. You're very welcome. Thank you for watching. Thank you for asking. Moving further to Carolina Pozo. Hello, F1 category, priority date July 6, 2015. How long should I wait? Carolina, thank you for your question. So let's take a look. I don't know the chargeability area, so I will just look at the old chargeability area. But obviously, if you are in any of these four separate chargeability area countries like China, India, Mexico, Philippines, obviously you will be looking at the columns that are dedicated specifically for them. But for the purpose of this answer, we're going to look at all chargeability. So let's see. Right now, F1 is showing January 17 for basically the NVC portal to be fully open so that you can become documentarily qualified. And you are in July 2015. So I'm assuming that your case, judging by the visa bulletin that is showing to me, I'm thinking that you have already been, your case with USCIS has been approved. It was already transferred to the NVC, and I am thinking possibly you might have been already documentarily qualified, because the availability of the immigrant visas is showing December 2014. You are July 2015, which is about, my math is pretty horrible, I'm thinking about 7 to 8 months. So you're 7 to 8 months away from the immigrant visa actually becoming available for you for your priority date, becoming current for your priority date, which means I'm thinking that you are already documentarily qualified. That's why I think, because you become, you have the opportunity to become documentarily qualified at least a year before the availability of the immigrant visa. They do it intentionally so that there is no wasted time. So with that being said, 6 to 7 to 8. Yeah, because December 2014, we have July is number 7. So yeah, 7 to 8 more months. And your immigrant visa is going to be current. It's going to be available. And right around that time, you should have your interview scheduled. Alrighty, so let me put this, and we're gonna move further to J. Actually, you know what? Let me put this. Sorry about that. There you go, before I forget. Moving further to J. Bolcon. Can I file for I-131? I am withholding removal from refuge. I have a valid TPS holder. Okay, so you are in the temporary protected status. This I-131 is for travel document for refugees, for advanced parole, for permanent residents, and I am pretty sure it is for those who have a valid temporary protected status. But before I tell you, let's double check again on the official government source, uscis.gov. So we're gonna go to forms, gonna go to all forms. You can scroll down, find I-131. I'll just type it up here. It's all in alphabetic numerical order. There you go, application for travel document. Okay, use this form to apply for re-entry permit, refugee travel document, TPS travel authorization document. So yes, you can definitely apply for the travel document for yourself using this form. Alrighty, moving further to the next question from Sima H. Before I do that, again, see, I keep forgetting this. Moving further to Sima SH. Why first category of F3, which is all other countries, does not move forward? Is that right that USCIS and Biden administration do not like legal family-based category immigration? Why they abandoned and neglected first category of F3 since Biden administration came to office? Why they have immigration discrimination policy against legal family-based category visas? I appreciate if you answer my questions. Thanks. Sima, thank you very much for your question. You definitely have a very, very valid question, which I would like to expand on, because it's not just the fact that, it's not really dislike in particular for, certain group of people, right? Whether it's immigrants or whether it's whatever. And it's not specifically, current administration that we have. These problems have been going on and escalating gradually for a long time now. And I would say right now we are seeing the situation, we are seeing it as bad as it can possibly be, and it will only get worse, unfortunately. That's just the sad reality of it. This is the sad reality nature of anything that, you know, we as prideful and materialistic beings we come up with, right? We don't do stuff for righteousness, we do stuff for profit, all right? And the same goes for especially those who are at the very, very top of that profit pyramid, of that power pyramid. And if we look at these things without the blindfold that we put on ourselves for the most part, and see the reality, what is behind things that are happening, you know, in the in Biden administration, in Congress, in the government in general, all right, in the government of, you know, one of the most powerful countries in the world, you will see that if you look at where the power is, where the money is, that's where the field of immigration is going. And it might seem weird because, okay, so, you know, so one of the most popular topics of immigration is obviously, you know, what's going on the border. Why is it? What does it have to do with money? Well, probably maybe there's a lot of programs, a lot of grants, money still involved, but mostly, of course, the political opportunity. Let's just say that, you know, it's an opportunity for politicians to advance their careers. And if you're speaking about something that is on the news, chances are you might also be on the news. Really, that's really it. That's why you see this border situation always being mentioned on the news, but you will never hear, you know, a family reunification case waiting somebody who petitioned for their brother or sister as a U.S. citizen and waiting for, you know, 15, 20 years. You will never hear about that. And people don't know this stuff like this. They think that, oh yeah, that's it. You got it. You got your citizenship and that's it. All the problems are over. Unfortunately, this is sad because in reality, whenever it comes to family reunification cases, there is no money involved in them for, you know, for the government, and there is no political opportunity. You know, you are not really you're not really exploring your chances of ending up on the news if you are talking about this situation. It's really sad. It's really sad because this is where it would be best if all the attention was going to, because these are people that are going through, well, first of all, they went through, you know, all this stuff themselves. They went through background checks. They paid. They did the process legally. Paid all the fees. Went through the courts. Went through the medical examination. Did everything legally, and now they're sponsoring. So there is no responsibility on the government. They are themselves sponsoring for their relatives, and again they're doing everything legally. Why do they have to wait for so long? Why do we have to wait for so long? That's the answer is because there's no money involved and there is no political opportunity, sadly. All right, let's move on to the next one from Abbas. All right, let me expand this. Hi, sir. My family case I-730 has been approved in 2019 and also received approval forms, but unfortunately I have not any update or email about my family case since 5 years, and where it has been stuck all the time. The local office says to me it's in progress. If we get an update, we will inform you. I'm fed up of waiting for my family. How much longer do I need again to wait, or what can I do further if you can reach me out from this problem? I am thankful in advance. Abbas, thank you very much for your question. I'm very sorry that you're dealing with this. Let me first check the processing times with USCIS for I-730 petition. So let's go to USCIS website. We're going to go to Tools at the very top of the navigation menu. Then we're going to go to Case Status Online, which does not work. That's fine. Tools. We're going to go to USCIS Tools and Resources, and then Case Processing Times. There we go. So I guess they're still working on their case status page. I don't know why, but let's take a look here. let's see, find 730, there you go, refugee asylum relative petition. From category petition, there's only one. So field office, I don't know, there's only two, we're gonna check both. So Nebraska is, and do I have my calculator somewhere around here so I can calculate? Because my math, oh actually it's pretty simple. So this is 13 months, so just over a year. So it really should already be at NVC. What about Texas? Okay, so this one is 2 years. Well, even with 2 years, you said you filed it in 2019. It should definitely be already NVC. Okay, Abbas. So I am thinking, judging by what USCIS website is showing, by these processing times, your I-730 should have already been approved by USCIS. Well, at least reviewed. If they're saying it's in process, then it should have been already approved, and it should already be with NVC. So you should have already received the information from NVC telling you, how to log into the portal, how to, finish up the process. So if you reached out to the USCIS, that's what they are going to tell you. They will just give you a boilerplate response and tell you, hey, your petition is still pending. It's pending because it's at NVC, and there is now further steps that are needed for you to complete in order to finish up the process. So I'm gonna ask you, check. You probably submitted all your emails. If you have communications from USCIS through the email, then you definitely should have your email on file. Check the email spam folder, everything for the emails from NVC, and that is N like Nancy, V like Victor, and C like Charlie, National Visa Center, because they're the ones who are responsible for getting your petition documentarily qualified, basically setting up everything so that your family, who you're petitioning for, who you're submitting the I-730 for, they are all ready to go for the immigrant visa interview and get their immigrant visas to come and reunify here with you. So definitely check the email, check the I don't know if you received the physical mail, probably will be hard. If you haven't received any correspondence from NVC, if you don't find anything from them, I'm gonna ask you for a follow-up question. You should have received the case. You said you were already approved by the USCIS. So on that notice that you received of approval, you should have had something that says you will receive separate notices from NVC, how to log into the portal, so far, so forth. If you don't have any of that, then I would definitely recommend reaching out through this public inquiry form again. If you don't have any correspondence from NVC, you're not going to have your NVC case number, but that's fine because you can use your USCIS receipt number. So fill out all this information, send the inquiry, tell them that you never received the login credentials for the NVC portal, and ask them so that they can resend you that stuff, because you need that stuff in order to log into your NVC portal and continue the process. I'm thinking that's where the delay is. So please, if you can, come back to this channel once you figure this out, because definitely you don't want to be stuck in this, in this limbo. All right, let's move on to the next one from Brucey B. Hello, my case is approved and documentary qualified, and I filled up all the forms for the visa since May 2021. My priority date is current, and I still haven't received my welcome letter. NVC sent me a 60-day notice a month ago that I will hear from them. How much longer do I need to wait? Thanks for the help. I am writing from West Africa, Liberia. Brucey, thank you very much for your comment. So congratulations on becoming documentarily qualified. That's a huge step. So since you have filled up, so I'm thinking you are documentarily qualified since 2021. So Brucey, if you can, I might be able to give you a little bit more information if you give me your preference category, family preference category, and also your actual priority date when the I-130 petition was submitted. It depends on how much time you have above the current date that is on the visa bulletin, right? So let's say on the visa bulletin, if it's showing, for example, right now in F1, December 2014, and you are, August 2014, and it's been already, 3, 4, 5 months, and you still haven't heard from them, and still the interview has not been scheduled, in your situation, you did get a notice. But if it's been that long, I would definitely recommend submitting a public inquiry form. But if you're still within like few months, then just give them a little bit of time. One more thing that you can do is you can actually reach out to the local U.S. embassy. Liberia, let's take a look if there is a U.S. embassy. I'm thinking there should be. So we're gonna go to usembassy.gov. Let's see, Liberia, there we go. So Liberia. All right, so this is the phone number right here for U.S. Embassy in Monrovia. That sounds like that's where you're gonna have your immigrant visa interview. So if you want, you can give them a call. Just say, be polite, obviously be professional. Say, hey, I'm current on my immigrant visa. I'm already documentarily qualified. I was wondering if you can tell me, information on when approximately I will have my interview. Not always. Sometimes they don't give this information. They can say, hey, we can't give you that information. That's fine. Don't be too upset about it. It's at their discretion. But sometimes you do get an understanding person on the phone, and they are actually able to answer this question and look into your schedule and say, hey, we have these availabilities coming up in a month, 2 months, 3 months, and then you will have a better estimate of when your interview is going to be. So thank you very much everyone for tuning in. I hope you found my answers helpful. If you have any follow-up questions, do not hesitate to ask them in the comments below, and I will be happy to address them. Thank you very much for watching. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.